You read, young soldiers, you reading this? They are in the past, but live in the present. They are in the past, but live in the present. Now, this lesson, this briefing today is dealing with people. People, people, people. All right, so what it is remember that the Lord constantly wants us to learn to walk in peace, learn to walk in love, right? So it's this zone we have to constantly live in. It's this place we all constantly have to live in, and that's in his peace. So what happened is that a lot of times we deal with people in our past. They know you from 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 1 year ago, and things like that. A lot of times it's family members or people we have close relationships with, or it can be people that you dealt with. You know, when they say that your first impression is a lasting impression, things like that, right? And so what happened is as time goes on and you continue to walk with the Lord, as you continue to learn his ways, as you continue to constantly abide in him, speak about him, pray, fast, doing the things you're supposed to do as a soldier, right? So as you continue to do the things as you do as a soldier, your mind is being renewed. So as your mind is being renewed, your soul begins to be, we would call it purified. Your soul becomes purified by you abiding in the spirit, right? And so when your soul begins to become purified, all of a sudden you find yourself producing fruit of the spirit. And so a lot of times when you meet people 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, these people can remember you back then. When they talk about you or when they trying to make decisions and you all of a sudden your name pop up or they start having conversations, they begin to talk about you in the present now. They're talking about you in the present, in the now, but all they can remember is this, the past. So these people actually still live in the past, but yet they operate in the present, right? And so what happened is they don't know and they don't truly realize that you become a new creation, a new creature, right? Behold, old things have passed away and I make all things new. You're present, right? So a lot of times to secure yourself and so you won't slip into this emotional attitude war toward people or what they think about you, what they saying about you, how they feel about you, how they think you go feel about a thing and all these other things. You have to remember that these people did not journey with you from the past up to the present, right? So they really don't know you. They do not know you because they didn't continue that journey with you and see the change that has occurred with you today, right? And so a lot of times when people speak your name or they remember you, they only remember the past. We all had issues, you know what I'm saying? We all had problems. We all had, we'll call it attitude problems, emotional problems. We all had shortcomings. We all was immature in certain areas. We all had character flaws. We all have that. We all have that. But when we in Christ, these things are perfected. The Lord chips off certain things. He adds certain things. He takes away certain things. He begins to deal with us to bring forth his image and his likeness. We become Christ-like, having a mind like Christ, right? We're not all going to just be the same. We're not going to be robots. We're going to still have our own type of characteristics, our own type of ways and things like this, but yet we'll start producing the fruit of Christ, right? And so what happened is these people, and they can be whoever, these people only remember the past. They only remember the past. So do not allow when people start speaking about you, when you start going around family members or going around old friends or just past associates or just whatever, don't allow them to pull you out your zone or off the square of peace by the way they think about you. Because you're not that no more. You know you're not that no more. You don't have to prove that to them. And I'm not saying this just because I have an issue and nothing like that, because a lot of people preach from their problems. A lot of people preach from their problems. No, I learned this lesson a while back, right? By speaking to someone. And you know how you speak about a thing and if you're speaking about a thing, an issue, and you bring Christ into your conversation, He reveals truths to you. He reveals strategies and truths to you, right? Because the truth is what sets us free from everything, right? The truth sets you free. It liberates you, right? And so this was learned through just regular conversation. And what he was showing us was this, is that don't get upset. Don't trip. Don't get upset, man. Don't get in your feelings, man. Don't try to explain yourself to people. Don't try to do none of that when it comes to people that still live in your past. They live in your past. We don't live in the past. We live in the future, right? We don't look back. But there's people that only live in your past. And you have to, you can look at them face to face, October, whatever it is today, 2021, at a certain time. But they still are in the past. They know the old you. They looking at you right now, eye to eye. But they only know the old you. The old you. And they can say some things and it was true. They can say some things about you and it was true. You don't have to say, no, that wasn't true. That it was true, because most of the best mirror out here that the Lord uses other people's eyeballs, right? So other people can see things in us, whether it be good or bad, that we can't see about ourselves sometimes, right? That's even when you're working out or trying to lose weight or something like that. People can tell that you're losing weight before you see it, right? And so sometimes he uses other people, the mirror of other people. Other people is the mirror. Their eyes, their mind is the mirror that tells you where you really at sometime, right? And so a lot of times people would say, yeah, man. And what they said is true, man. You was a nasty blah, 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 blah. Or, man, you used to be just this, and this, and this, and this. And they would say that to you right now, today, and you're not like that no more. It's just because they still live in your past. And I'm not going to keep repeating that, trying to pound it. But they still live in the past. They still speak of you in the past. And if we're not mindful of such a strategy or such a fault that's in humans, we will find ourselves arguing with people, treating people crazy, being nasty with people. You know what I'm saying? And what happened is we tend not to walk in the love we should walk in at that time toward that individual or individuals, because we forget this strategy right here. They're still in the past while you're living in the present. So I'm going to stop this right now, but I just wanted to put this out that, man, be careful of the trick of the enemy who uses the past to mess up your future. He engages you in the present, but his job is to mess up the tomorrow, your future. So you have people that still live in the past, but yet they live in your present. But if you are not mindful, they can mess up your future if you're not realizing they're still in the past. Even though they're in your face right now, they are still in the past. So when people come up like that and they speak like that, you can look at them, you can say, okay, but I see where you went. I see you still 5 years ago. I still see you 10 years back. I still see you 1 year back. You can be 1 minute back because I tripped and I asked the Lord for forgiveness already. You can be 1 minute back, but yet you're still in my present and you're trying to affect the future. So be careful, man. Be careful, soldiers, of this trickery that's present in humans' hearts and that the enemy can use against us to war against us, cause the nation to war against the nation, people to war against people, members to war against members. Remember this process, man. Remember this. Let me get this out right here. Remember this right here. Past, present, and let's write future right here. Future. Let's write future right here. Past, present, future. Right? So they are in the past, even though they're in the present, and it's really to mess up the future, to mess up your future, you know, and that's just the fruit you're producing. Start producing different fruit, start thinking a certain way, you know what I'm saying? You meet these people, you go home and you cuss everybody in the house out. You know, you have a bad day at work. You all of a sudden your attitude just changed. You get mad, you get this and you get that. You get angry, you get discouraged. You get all type of things because of these people that's still here. But yet you meet them here and they just messed up all of this right here. Your future. And the future ain't always talking about years ago. Your future is actually the next minute or the tomorrows, you know. And you can meet people, man. You actually can meet people and they said some crazy things and that's not you no more, but it still sets you off. It put you in a place you didn't want to really be in. You know, you came in smiling, but you left frowning. You know, you came in clapping your hands, but now your fist clenched. That type of thing, right? Or your head was up, but now it's down. Now you're thinking all crazy. Man, I'm just telling you, man, it twists us just that quick. You know, because this is war. This is war, man. It's war of the mind. So I'm gonna cut this message off, but just remember that, man. Behold, God has made all things new, man. And you are a new creature. You're a new creation. You know, and you have to beware of this strategy, this trick about people that they really don't know you. They really don't know who you are now. You know, and like I say, you don't have to prove nothing to people. Just walk this thing out. Just walk this thing out, right? And walk in peace, man, and love everybody, man, and love each other. And, man, and love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself to constantly love God. You know, I love me, you know, and I love God. I love God, so I love me. You know, it's okay to love yourself. You know, so love yourself enough to not to let people put you in a bag like that, man. Not to let people twist you up like that in situations to get you. You know, because you are new and you are dearly beloved by the Lord. So be careful of men. And the Lord told his disciples that off the top. He said, be careful of men. Read that in your scriptures. Be careful of men. And he said this, be not deceived. But he said, be careful of men. You know, because men go kill you. They go put you in jail. They go do all this stuff to you. But be careful of men. And you have to be careful of humans, man. We have to. Even though we're supposed to walk in love, we have to be careful. Wise. You got to be wise. You got to be wise. All right, man. I love y'all. I'd like to put that out. Peace, soldiers.